guys, Angel here. Welcome to the last day of the 7 days of YouTube with yours truly, Angel Richardson. I'm so excited about this video, this last video in the 7 days of YouTube series, because it came from a young woman. She's only 23 years old, and she asked me to do a video on just like 4 or 5 tips on how to really live a successful life. She said she just finished college and she's like, I'm out in this world, like, now what? So I thought this was a really good video to finish with, because I believe that a lot of women and men can benefit from these tips that I'm gonna give you guys 7 tips on what I believe that you need to have in order to live a successful life. The first thing, number 1, is the confidence to define success for yourself. Now, a lot of people will look at other people and what they have and what they're doing and define their success through what they see other people doing. You have to be confident enough to decide and declare what success is for you. And you have to have the confidence to do that, because the world has a very unique way of letting you know that you need this in order to be successful, or you have to have this in order to be successful. And even me with my tips, I'm offering you need to have this in order to be successful. And I'm going to talk about that in a couple more minutes. But the first thing, like I said, is that I believe you have to have the confidence in order to define success for yourself. Be bold in that. It doesn't matter what dollar amount you choose for your household, how much you want to make. If it's not what your friends want, if that's what you want, that is your success. So number 1 is you have to define success for yourself. The next thing that I believe that you need to have is a good attitude. Like I could just end the video right now. Like in church, when the pastors say the doors of the church are open, like that's it. I done preached right there. Attitude is everything. Your attitude can directly affect how much money you earn a year. Your attitude can affect where you live. Like, your attitude is going to determine everything. So you have to do regular check-ins on yourself to make sure that your attitude pipeline is clear, meaning you have to have the confidence and the boldness to be able to confront situations in your life and not sweep them under the rug. A lot of times people walk around with bad attitudes because they're dealing with a lot of issues that they haven't dealt with yet. They're angry at people for stuff that they did 10 and 15 and 20 and sometimes even 40 years ago. You have to make sure that you're doing everything possible to have a good attitude, because life is going to hit hard. Life is going to knock on everybody's door, so your attitude is going to be a huge component in who you are in this world. And people don't like to be around people that have nasty attitudes. That's just a reality. If you come in contact with somebody that just has a nasty attitude, you kind of just want to, is it time to go yet? Is it time to go yet? So you don't want to be that person that people want to get away from. You want to be the person that people want to gravitate towards. So the third thing that I believe is very important to have in order to live a successful life is good credit. Like, I wish I would have paid attention to my credit when I was in my 20s, but I did not care. I was paying bills late. I got a car repossessed. Like, I just did not care. I was like, whatever. Like, that is so tacky. That's such a horrible attitude to have. When you get a loan, like in my example, I got a loan for a car and I signed the paper and said, I'm going to pay you the money back for loaning me the money to purchase this car. And then after the novelty of the car wore off, so did the novelty of paying them back wore off. So you don't want to have that attitude. You want to be grateful for every bill that you have. The mere fact that you have bills means that you received a service that you feel is valuable. So you want to always make sure you pay your bills on time, and make sure that you're checking in on your credit report, your credit score. Make sure you're doing that on a regular basis, because your credit is your credibility in this world. I mean, we can pray and meditate and fast and do that all day long, but when we get up to go live life, people are not looking at our prayer life. People can sense our prayer life, but they want to know, do you pay your bills on time? So that's a very huge component, is to have good credit. The next thing is to have a strong relationship with God. I believe this is so key, so important. I don't care if you're married, if you're single, how happy you are with yourself. Having that relationship with God just anchors you in to a space in your life where you don't feel like you're always going up and down. Having a strong relationship with God, with your Creator, it enables you to have this inner confidence that you just know that you know that you know that no matter what goes on in your life, it's all going to work out. That's why it can be sometimes difficult for me to fret over things when things start happening, because I'm like, in the scripture, I believe it's in James 1:2, where God says, count it all joy when you encounter trials of many kind. Like, we're supposed to be joyous in the face of adversity, but more often than not, people panic and don't know what they're going to do. But when you have that relationship with God, it gives you a confidence within that you just know that you know that you know that everything is going to be okay. So I believe that is another huge component in living a successful life. The next point is to develop a love for reading and learning. If you are not a reader, I suggest that you get audio.com or whatever, some kind of audio books or something that you are constantly feeding yourself, because information changes the season of your life. You could be living your life having a good old time with the information that you have now, and someone could come just give you one little life nugget and it changed the whole trajectory of your entire life. Information changes the seasons of your life. So make sure that you are a lifelong learner. And also in the coaching world, we call it remain coachable, which just simply means remain open. Never get to a place that you think that you know everything. And I know sometimes in our 20s, man, we can feel like I know it all. But trust and believe there's always going to be things that you don't know, that you don't even know that you don't know. So developing a love for learning and reading, make sure it's in the area in which you are passionate about so you can master that topic and you can become an expert at the thing that you are passionate about. Why? Because you will be devouring the information that you're passionate about. And when you do that, you just become an expert in that field and you become so knowledgeable. And eventually people will come to you for that information that you spend so much time reading and learning and investing in yourself. Which leads me to the next point, is to never be afraid to invest in yourself. I remember Dr. Mike Murdock saying one day in his conference, he said that he overheard some people in the lobby and they were getting ready to purchase one of his books. And one of the men, it was two men, one man looked at the other one and said, well, you know, Henry, do you think this is worth $20? And the other guy said to him, I'm worth $20. I'm worth that investment. So it's not if this product is a lot of money, it's do you believe that you are worth it? Do you believe that you are worth the value that you're going to invest in yourself? That's what it comes down to. Never look at something as, oh my goodness, that's too expensive. Always look at it as, I am worth it. Even upgrading yourself at hotels or just whatever. Always take that opportunity to upgrade yourself because you're worth it. Never be afraid to invest in yourself, because you will ultimately be, and you will learn this as life goes on, you will be your own best friend. So the more you invest in yourself, the stronger you become, and the more you build your emotional capacity to be able to handle stuff. A lot of us crumble so easily because our emotions are so fickle. But when you are spending time with yourself and investing in yourself, you build your emotional capacity to be able to handle more things. Just think about the president. Like, think about what he has to handle. Imagine how he has to build himself up in order to handle everything that he deals with on a daily basis. And the next point is having resilience. I'm telling you, resilience is simply just not giving up. So if you have a goal, you write down your goal. Know for a fact it's not going to be a straight line to that goal. It is not going to be a straight shot. There's going to be some turns and some bumps and bruises through the way. And that's when your resilience has to kick in, because if you believe in your goal, if you believe in your vision, you don't have a right to give up on it. Don't do that to yourself or to your vision. Don't disrespect it like that. So you have to have some resilience in this life if you want to be successful on any level. I don't care if you strive to make $50,000 a year or $50 million a year. You have to be resilient through that entire process, no matter which level you're going to be on. And the last and final thing, last but not least, there are many other things. That's why I say to trust yourself and lean on what you deem as successful. But the last and final thing is to move your body on a regular basis. Have some kind of exercise regimen. And even if in the beginning you have to start off with 1 day a week or 2 days a week, just get it going. Just start the practice of moving your body, because honey, I can tell you, you are not going to be 23 forever. So the sooner you start having an exercise regimen where you move your body on a daily basis, the less likely when you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s that you'll say, oh my goodness, my body hurts, or I don't want to work out, or oh my goodness, I can't walk through the mall with my children because I get out of breath. So creating a workout regimen now, I believe, is so key to living a successful life. And I also created this this worksheet a couple weeks ago for some 20-somethings that I had in my home. I did like a workshop with them, and I created this sheet for them, and they filled it out, and I actually made it available to you guys. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description box below that you can click, and it'll take you over to my website, and you can print out this worksheet absolutely for free. And it has 7 questions on it, and you just answering the questions, and then it says on the back of this paper, write out your perfect workday. This sheet is a my life sheet. Like, describe your life. When you download this sheet and you print it out, make sure that you are sitting in a space that is clear, that you can focus, and light a candle so you can enjoy this time. This is all about you. It's my life. But at the top of it, it says established. And I want you to put your birth date right next to where it says established. So it's my life established 19 whatever, or 2000 whatever year you were born in. Write that down, and then just go through the questions and really dig deep. This is just you, this sheet of paper, and your dreams. That's all it is. So answer the questions with no judgment. Don't hold back. Dream as big as you freaking want. This is your life, guys. This is your life. Make it and mold it the way that you see fit, in the way that you deem successful. So I hope those points helped you guys. And then I've just got 2 last questions in this series. How many tattoos do you have? And I have 1 tattoo here, I have another tattoo here, and I have 1 down on my foot. And I regret every last one of them, because now I'm just like, Angel, when you are 70, what is this gonna look like? Okay, so if I was not afraid of needles, I would go get this removed, but I just don't like needles. And when I got this done, like, I was in my 20s and I was silly. And yeah, and also the other question is, how many piercings do you have? So I've got like 6 holes in this ear. And 1 in this ear. I used to have my nose pierced. I used to have above my lip pierced. I think this is called like the Marilyn Monroe piercing or something. Then I used to have, I think it's called the LeBray piercing underneath my lip. And I also had my tongue pierced. So I looked like a piercing shop. The day before I turned 30, I took everything out. I was like, I cannot do this. Like, I'm 30. Like, I turned 30 and I felt like I was grown. I felt like I was a woman. Like, and I needed to put those childish things away. Not to say that piercings are childish, but that was just my experience. In my 20s, I got piercings and tattoos, and I would never do any of that stuff again because it hurts. And yeah, guys, so those are the questions that I'm gonna do for this series. There were some other questions that I was not able to get to all of them, but I love each and every one of you. I'm so grateful that you guys took the time out to watch the videos, to comment, to message me, to tell me how these videos or these answers were helping you guys in such an awesome way. I love you guys from the bottom to the top, and I am taking a break, and I will see you guys really, really soon in social media land.